Now talking about the synchronization, right? What is this concept? Whenever we want to have a sync of the data, right? Data sync between two entities. Those could be table and table, file and table, table and file, and the Salesforce, right? Salesforce to table, Salesforce to file, file to Salesforce, no, table to Salesforce, right? Whenever you want to sync the data, right, with specific operations like insert, update, upsert, and delete, right? That time we will use the synchronization. But then the concept could be like confusing, that similar thing we are doing in the replication as well, right? So how replication and synchronization are different, right? So here we have some basic differences, right? Replication task, whenever we create and execute, right? Replication will create its target on the fly. We can't have any existing target present, right, in term of a file or a table, which we can reuse for the replication task. No. Whenever we create a replication task for first execution, replication task will always create its target on fly. We can't use any existing target, right? But in the synchronization, the property changes, right? Or expectation changes. Synchronization task will expect target table to be already present. It will not be able to create the target on the fly, right? We have to have the target which is already present, and then that can be used for the synchronization, right? That's the first difference. Second difference, whenever we say we have different operations for synchronization, like insert, update, upsert, and delete, right? If I select the insert operation, then if my data is getting updated in the source, those updates will not be pushed or will not be synchronized to my target table, because we have selected only insert operation, right? If we select update, right, then data will get updated, right, from source to target, but it will not bring the new data, right? If I say insert update, right, which is like upsert, right? So upsert will handle both insert and update, but then if any delete happens in the source table, those deletes will not happen in the target table, right? But in case of replication, we have everything, right? So insert, update, upsert, delete, everything will be managed by the replication itself. So then there would be question, why to even use the synchronization? Why can't we keep using replication, right? Synchronization has a different purpose, right? So the existing tables and on top of it, if I want to kind of you know join the tables and push the data in a common target table, right? Then we can use the synchronization, right? So in the replication, what happens if I select two source tables? Then naturally I'll have two target tables as my output, right? In the synchronization, I can have one or multiple targets, sorry, multiple sources, my bad, right? But target table can always be one. I can populate more than one target table in the synchronization, and that is a dedicated thing, right? Replication, as I mentioned, right, you have like it works as one to one or end to end. So if I have one source table, I'll get one target table. If I have like n source tables, I'll get n target tables. But in the synchronization, it is one to one or n to one, right? So my target is always one. So that is why it gives me option to write a query, join query or something, right? And then combine the tables, join the tables, right? One, two, three, four, whatever number of tables I want to join in my source, I can do that, and I can populate the data to a single target table, right? Which is not the case with replication, right? So that's the other feature of the synchronization task, right? So here we are going to discuss about the overview, the use case, why we use synchronization, the benefits and all to sync the data, right? In terms of a specific operation, right? And then we have some common, properties across replication and synchronization, common syntactical properties. For example, data filters, right? So data filters are at both the places. We can have the data filters in replication. We can have data filters in the synchronization as well, right? But here in the synchronization, right, we'll have to map the fields one to one, right? So if I have like 10 columns coming in from my source and 10 columns are there in my target table, then we'll have to map the fields. So we'll have one more exercise to be done, right, which is field mapping, right, from source to target. So that also we'll have to do over here. Pre and post processing commands are similar, and the multiple object source type means, as I mentioned, right, that we can have more than one source tables getting joined, right, logically joined, and then the consolidated data or joint data across those multiple sources will go to the single target table, right? And saved query is something which we'll discuss whenever we actually create the synchronization task.